Hello and welcome to Lynchburg Live. I'm your host, Linda Smith. Since the earthquake in January that devastated Haiti, I've been hoping to have a Lynchburg Live show that addressed the relief that the people in Haiti need. And I especially wanted to feature a relief organization that's local. Tonight, my guest is Ishmael Latta. Ishmael is the communications director for Gleaning for the World. Ishmael, I'm so glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
As we get started, would you just tell our audience what Gleaning for the World is and where you're located?
Absolutely. Gleaning for the World is a nonprofit organization. It's a charity, 501c3. That only means that you can make a donation and it'll be tax deductible for your donations. And this started 11 years ago by Reverend Ron Davidson. He came out of the Methodist church world. He was preaching for more than 30 years, and he wanted to just preach behind a pulpit. He wanted to help the poor. And so he started this organization out of his mother's basement. And now it's grown into an 18,000 square foot facility in Concord, Virginia, which is just 15 minutes outside of Lynchburg. And what we do is collect supplies from industries. We inspect them and process them in our warehouse, and then we ship them to people in need here in the U.S. and overseas. So it's a very interesting process. If you're familiar with the word gleaning in the Bible, it's just basically using all of your resources, supplies that are out there to the greatest good. And so we found this process to be very effective to find those usable products that aren't being used or being thrown away in landfills, bring them in our warehouse, and then saving people with those supplies.
I think that's such a wonderful thing to do. And you know, since Gleaning started, I've watched it grow and grow and grow to the organization that it is now. That's such a helping organization. I have a lot of questions to ask you, but starting, can you just tell us how you have been immediately responding to this terrible earthquake in Haiti?
Sure. I was actually with Reverend Ron Davidson. We were at a meeting with the Vietnam Veterans of America here in the Lynchburg area when we got the news that earthquake had hit Haiti. Within half an hour, we were on the phone with our partnering organizations that actually work in Haiti. This is a group that's called Food for the Poor. This is a group that's been around for more than half a century, and they work the Caribbean American areas. So whenever we have supplies or there's a need in that area, we go to Food for the Poor. Well, Food for the Poor has a building, an office, a warehouse in Haiti. So after the earthquake hit, they were already contacting their people there to find out if they were okay. And so many lives, have been lost there since that time. But going back to when it first happened, we were immediately on the phone with our product donors. We deal with a lot of medical companies, companies that donate food, clothing, things like that. Those primary, very important things, the food, the medical supplies, the water, we were on the phone talking to those companies saying, hey, we got a big deal happening right now in Haiti. We need your donations now. So a lot of these companies have opened their doors and donated a lot of products since that time. So since January 12th, we have been wide open at the office, just trying to find as many supplies as we can, finding access to get into Haiti, which is easier said than done.
I know just trying to get in touch with you was difficult. And, when I called the first time, somebody had told me, we're all over the place right now. I'm sure that your organization was inundated with calls and people asking questions, how can we help? Did you get a lot of that as well as what you were doing?
We sure did. And, it was a blessing to get all these phone calls, but also it was added work to what we were doing. So it was it's been interesting to see how it all has evolved. So during that time, we've had hundreds and hundreds of volunteers coming through our warehouse, working in the office, answering phones, and been in the warehouse processing the supplies that we're getting. It's been amazing to see the churches that have contacted us, the businesses, the schools, not just in Virginia. We're talking about across the country that have contacted Gleaning for the World. We've been blown away by this.
I think that's wonderful.
And so because of that, we're creating a bigger disaster network, if you will, so that when we have these disasters like the earthquake in Haiti, we'll know how to respond even more efficiently with these groups, having these groups partnering with us. So yes, it's been extremely busy in our Concord warehouse.
I was going to ask you to tell us how a disaster network works, but you pretty much said, you just contact each other and...
Yeah, it's really just about networking with a bunch of folks. I mean, Gleaning for the World is set up to distribute supplies in need, but you really need more folks that are in the field, that are across the country, that know this person and that company that's doing this and that. By having this disaster network, this enables us to respond quicker and more efficiently. You know, if we have a group in Florida that can donate water, there's no need in bringing it to our Concord warehouse. We can just ship that straight from Florida into Haiti. So you're right, that disaster network is very important, and it's growing more and more as we continue.
How soon were you able to get the first load of supplies or food or whatever to Haiti?
Sure. It happened January 12th, which was on a Tuesday. That Friday, Sam's Club in Lynchburg and Wardrow was gracious enough to allow us to collect supplies at their location. When we got there, I think we were supposed to be there at 1 o'clock. There were 5 pallets of supplies that were waiting on us that folks had already been donating because they knew that we were coming to Sam's Club. During that time while we were there collecting that Friday, Reverend Davidson called me and said, hey, we've located some food in Haiti. It's in a warehouse. There was not enough funding or people to get this food. It's dried soup mixed meals, if you know what that is, to the people that are in need. But the financial contributions that we were getting allowed us to purchase that food, find the group to distribute it. So that Friday, we were able to distribute food into the hard-hit area in Port-au-Prince. So that was the first shipment that went in. It was 550,000 meals that went in. So that was the first thing. Then that weekend at Sam's Club, we collected 3 tractor-trailer loads of supplies, which again blew us away. We've never seen such an outpouring of support from our community here in Central Virginia. So it's just been amazing to see it unfold.
To me, I think that's wonderful that the community responds the way that they have. Do you already have supplies pre-packed waiting to go in case something like this happens in your warehouse?
We would like to think we do, but there are sometimes we just have disaster after disaster after disaster, and so 2009 was a very busy year for us. We moved more supplies in 2009 than we did in 2008. Ended up being more than 220 loads that were sent out. 232, I believe, was the total shipment, compared to 180 that was in 2008. So we had to run low on supplies. So when this earthquake hit, immediately we had to start bringing some supplies in. Of course, we worked throughout the year, bringing in as much as we can to process it, inspect it, and have it waiting in our warehouse for times of need, but easier said than done. I mean, throughout the year, we're getting requests for help around the world, literally. So it's really hard to stock up, but having the support that we've seen here recently is really going to make a difference.
I know one of the churches had organized a packaging deal to come and package food, and they ended up turning people away.
So many people, yeah.
And
that's one of our partner organizations, Stop Hunger Now. That's right, yeah. We often partner with them to send food out. So, yeah, another great organization that's helping in Haiti.
Do you have, is it already prearranged what drop-off points you'll have for food and donations?
Not necessarily.
I mean, with the company like Sam's Club?
Okay, yes, yeah. Here in Lynchburg, Sam's Club is wonderful to work with. They open their doors to us whenever we have a major disaster like this. And it's a great point for us to be in because they sell in bulk items. So instead of being at another location, it's just easier for us to load up our truck faster. So Sam's Club does partner with us, and of course we have many surrounding churches here in our area that will collect at their locations and then bring it to us. So yeah, we do have that network going on. Yeah,
and I mean that's working together with the community. I just think that this is such an outpouring, and it's such a positive thing for the community to be doing. Now, on an ongoing basis, do you get donations from organizations and people, like just sort of continuing basis?
We do. Of course, people have such great hearts that do partner with us, and we do receive significant donations at times. Of course, our economy has not been in the best shape recently, but we've had a lot of companies and a lot of individuals step up to the plate. And of course, we work with other nonprofit organizations too. We partner together with them. So sometimes we're even moving products that nonprofits have that they can't move. Some groups that we work with have had to close their doors or cut down their business significantly because of the economy. So we've been able to help them, but at the same time help our people by moving those supplies. So there are a lot of folks that do still support us, but there's some that are committed and that will do it monthly, and some that once a year kind of thing. Either way,